Now let us see some numerical examples based on what we have studied today. In the first question, it is given that two thermally insulated vessels. Here, thermally insulated vessel is very important. That means there is no heat loss. 1 and 2 are filled with air at temperature T1, T2. That is, temperature in vessel 1 is T1 and in vessel 2 it is T2. Volume of vessel 1 is V1 and volume of vessel 2 is V2. Pressure inside the vessel 1 is P1 and pressure inside the vessel 2 is P2. Now these two vessels are joined with a valve. If the valve joining the two vessels is now opened, then what will be the temperature inside the vessel at equilibrium? Let us first draw some diagram so that we can understand the situation. There are two vessels and they are connected by a valve. The volume of vessel 1 is V1, temperature inside is T1 and pressure inside is P1. And for vessel 2, volume V2, temperature T2 and pressure P2. Now when this valve is opened, the displacement of the gases will take place. After some time at equilibrium, this displacement will stop. This displacement is occurring due to difference of temperature. So at equilibrium, that means at thermal equilibrium, the displacement of the gas molecules will stop. We want to find the temperature of thermal equilibrium. Here we have to consider one thing, that the number of moles are constant. There is no loss of mass. No loss of mass. So the total number of moles are constant. Let's say the container 1 was having N1 number of moles and container 2 was having N2 number of moles before opening the valve. After opening the valve, it is containing N1 dash number of moles and it is containing N2 dash number of moles. But in any case, the total number of moles should not change. So we can write N1 plus N2 is equals to N1 dash plus N2 dash. We know the ideal gas equation, PV is equals to nRT. So from this we can write N1 is equals to P1 V1 divided by RT1 plus P2 V2 divided by RT2 is equals to N1 dash. Now as the gases are displaced and the system is in equilibrium, let's say temperature at equilibrium is T. So N1 dash will be equal to P1 V1 divided by RT plus P2 V2 divided by RT. Here R will get cancelled out. Take T common from this. This will be in the opposite direction. So T will be equal to, here only P1 V1 plus P2 V2 is remained. So P1 V1 plus P2 V2 divided by, this will be in denominator. So P1 V1 divided by T1 plus P2 V2 divided by T2. So simplifying this, we will get T is equals to T1 T2 into P1 V1 plus P2 V2 divided by, we have taken the LCM, so P1 V1 T2 plus P2 V2 T1. This will be our answer. Here important thing or important concept or the key concept to start the numerical was total number of moles are constant. Once you get this idea, you can easily solve the problem. Let us solve the second question. It is given in the question that a vessel contains a non-linear triatomic gas. Here focus on the point non-linear. Now 50% of gas dissociate into individual atom. Individual atom means it is becoming monoatomic. Initially it was non-linear triatomic, and after dissociation it becomes monoatomic, but only 50% of it is dissociating. Now we want to find the degree of freedom, but we have to ignore the vibrational mode and any further dissociation. Here first understand the situation. Initially we were having some gas, let's say n moles of only triatomic non-linear gas, but now after the dissociation we have the combination of two gases. The 50% is dissociated in monoatomic gas. So after dissociation the gas is the combination of monoatomic plus triatomic non-linear. This is the situation after dissociation, and this is the situation before dissociation. Now ultimately we want to find the final degree of freedom. That means we want to find the degree of freedom of mixture. For that we should know the degree of freedom and the number of moles. The formula for F mixture is N1F1 plus N2F2 upon N1 plus N2. Here this N moles, from this N moles 50% are dissociated in monoatomic. So N by 2 moles will be triatomic non-linear and N by 2 of triatomic, but now they have converted into single atom. So single atom will behave as a mole. So there will be 3N by 2 moles of monoatomic, because for monoatomic gas single atom is single mole. The degree of freedom for triatomic non-linear, let's say this is F1, that is equal to 6, and degree of freedom for monoatomic we are considering only translational mode, so F2 will be equal to 3. N1 is equals to N by 2 and N2 is equals to 3N by 2. Put all these values in this formula. So F mixture will be N1F1, that is N by 2 into 6 plus N2F2, that is 3N by 2 into 3 divided by N1 plus N2. Please don't get confused. Here total number of moles will not be N. They will be N by 2 plus 3N by 2, because now number of moles have changed. So N by 2 plus 3N by 2. Taking 1 by 2 common from numerator and denominator, we can write F mixture is equals to, we can take N also common, so we will take N by 2 common. So 6 plus 3 into 3, 9 divided by 3 plus 1, 4. That will be 15 by 4 that will be 3.75. So the degree of freedom after dissociation will be 3.75. Here the key concept was, after dissociation there will be 3n/2 moles of monoatomic gas, not n/2 moles of monoatomic gas. Let us solve another question. In this question it is given that a gas is filled in vessel at initial temperature 27 degrees Celsius. To what temperature it should be heated? That means we want to find the temperature. In order that 1/3 of mass of the gas may escape out of the vessel. Here the gas can escape out of the vessel, so we can conclude that the container is open container. Then only gas can escape out. If container is open, then pressure is taken as P atmospheric pressure and it will be constant. Now we know that PV is equals to nRT. This is ideal gas equation. Here pressure will be atmospheric pressure and volume is the volume of container. P and V are constant, but temperature will change, and as temperature changes, some of the gas will escape out of the vessel. So number of moles will also change. We can write PV is equals to nRT is equals to constant. So N1 R T1 is equals to N2 R T2. This R will get cancelled out and N can be replaced by total mass upon molecular mass. Let's say initially total mass was M divided by molecular mass, we are assuming capital M, into R T1 is equals to, now 1/3 of the mass has escaped, so remaining mass is M minus M/3 divided by molecular mass is constant R into T2. This R and M will get cancelled out, so M T1 is equals to 2M/3 T2. This M will also get cancelled out, so T2 will be equal to 3 T1/2. Here temperature is 27 degrees Celsius, but we have to convert it in SI unit, so T1 is equals to 27 degrees Celsius, that will be equal to 27 plus 273, so 300 Kelvin. Put this value over here, so 3 into 300 divided by 2, so T2 will be equal to 450 Kelvin. If we want answer in degrees Celsius, then T2 will be equal to 450 minus 273, that is equal to 177 degrees Celsius. So this will be our final answer. Here the key concept was that container is open container, so pressure is equals to P atmospheric, so PV will be equal to constant. This is the key concept to solve the problem. In the next question, it is given, calculate the ratio of kinetic energy of molecule of neon and oxygen at 27 degrees Celsius. Here it is given 27 degrees Celsius, so temperature is moderate, so we will not consider vibrational mode. It is indirectly given that we do not have to consider vibrational mode. The neon gas is monoatomic. We know that kinetic energy, let's say for neon, is K1. kinetic energy is kT by 2 per degree of freedom. For monoatomic, degree of freedom is 3, so kinetic energy of neon will be 3 by 2 kT. Now for oxygen. Oxygen is diatomic. It will have 5 degree of freedom, so its kinetic energy will be 5 kT by 2. We want to take the ratio, so K1 by K2 is equals to 3 kT by 2 divided by 5 kT by 2, that will be 3 by 5 is equals to 0.6. Here in this question we have to understand that vibrational mode is not to be considered, and we should remember the degree of freedom for each gas. In this question we want to find the value of gamma, that is Cp by Cv, for 3 ideal gases. That one is hydrogen, one is helium, and another is unknown gas, diatomic gas X, but it has an additional vibrational mode. That means we have to consider the vibrational mode for this diatomic gas X. This question was asked in NEET, that was conducted in Odisha in 2019. Here let us start one by one. For hydrogen, hydrogen is diatomic gas. For that, Cv is equals to 5 by 2 R and Cp is equals to 7 by 2 R. So gamma is equals to Cp by Cv, that is equals to 7 by 5 for hydrogen. Now let us find for helium. Helium is monoatomic gas. For monoatomic gas, degree of freedom are 3, so Cv is 3R by 2. Cp is Cv plus R, that will be 5R by 2. Gamma is Cp by Cv, that is equal to 5 by 3. Now let us take for unknown gas X. It is diatomic. For diatomic, degree of freedom are 5, plus it is given that we have to consider the additional vibrational mode. So degree of freedom will be 5 plus 2. We have learned that for degree vibrational mode 2 degree of freedom are considered, so total degree of freedom will be 7. So Cv can be written as 7R by 2. Cp is Cv plus R, that will be 9R by 2, and gamma is Cp by Cv, that will be equal to 9 by 7. So for hydrogen, the value of gamma is 7 by 5. For helium, the value of gamma is 5 by 3, and for the unknown X gas, the value of gamma is 9 by 6. In this question, at what temperature will the RMS speed of oxygen molecules becomes just sufficient for escaping Earth's atmosphere? Here we want to escape Earth's atmosphere, and the gas is oxygen gas. Given the mass of oxygen molecule is 2.76 into 10 power minus 26 kg, and the Boltzmann constant 1.38 into 10 power minus 23 joule per Kelvin. For any particle to escape Earth's atmosphere, its velocity v escape should be equal to 11.2 kilometer per second. So the RMS speed of this oxygen should be equal to 11.2 kilometer per second, that is equal to 11,200 meter per second. The formula for RMS speed is under root 3 RT by M. C bar should be equal to V escape, that is 11,200 is equals to under root, but we have given the total mass, so this formula will be under root 3 kT by M. So 3 into K is 1.38 into 10 power minus 23 into temperature divided by mass, that is 2.76 into 10 power minus 26 kg. Solve this for the value of T. We will get temperature T is equals to 8.360 into 10 power 4 Kelvin. Remember, the unit should be Kelvin because all the quantities are in SI unit, so temperature should be also in SI unit. This is all for today's chapter. All the best. Thank you.